everyone, and welcome. I'm so glad to have you here today. I'm making some salt bars today, and these are going to be very special. At least to me they're special. This particular goat milk that I'm using today is from goats who have been fed rosemary and lemongrass. By their choice, by the way, and mine, but they love it. But you may wonder why. Why would I be doing that? Well, there are some real benefits to goats to eat rosemary and lemongrass. One of which is that they give better milk. The lactic acid there's more lactic acid, but in addition to it, it is just a better overall quality of milk. And one benefit is that there is a natural smell of, you can really pick up the lemongrass, a little bit of the rosemary, but certainly the lemongrass in the milk itself. So that when I accentuate this with rosemary essential oil and a tad bit of lemongrass essential oil, this is going to smell fantastic. And I'm really excited to share it with you all. So I'm going to start the process, of course, as always, by getting on my gloves. So give me a moment. All right, there we go. I'm all gloved up. So now we can get started. So of course, as always, I'm going to start out by just adding a little bit of lye. And just work it in. Now, one thing that I can tell you is that this is unusual, right? Instead of having an outer bowl with, I've got my thread from my cloth. There we go. Instead of putting ice cubes in here, I just froze water. And unfortunately, my bowl migrated a little over to one side. But other than that, I think it's a success. We'll see how it works. And I'm really excited to use this. This milk is so very special to me because this is something that other dairy milk farmers have been doing for some time with their goats. And it had been tested with a couple of different breeds of goats, but no one had tested the dwarf Nigerians. And I thought, I can do that because I have dwarf Nigerians and pygmy goats. So both of them, I've been feeding the additional, along with the normal food that they eat, lemongrass and rosemary. And how did I do that? Well, I grow my own lemongrass and rosemary. So I simply brought them over on a rope and let them eat a little bit of it, and then take them back to the pasture and let them begin browsing as they normally do. So it's sort of like an extra little treat for them, and it's an extra little treat for all of us as well. And I am going to link to some articles that are much better explaining the science of all this than I am, and there are several, and I'll certainly point to those for you. So if you have goats yourself and this is something you're interested in, you can certainly look into it. And I'll also put the additional benefits that I couldn't think of at the moment on the screen for you, because I know how I forget things. But I had actually I've made salt bars a couple times in the past on the channel, but I had a request for some salt bars, and so I thought this is a great time to try that with this particular goat milk. Because, first of all, I wanted it to be a goat milk soap because of all the fantastic benefits of goat milk. Because when you're dealing with something like a salt bar, which is exfoliating to the skin, that is the perfect time to add the benefit of milks, because you're removing off those dead skin cells off your skin, which milk also does. The lactic acid in it helps to clear away dead skin cells so that the new skin can emerge. And together they just work, salt and the goat milk work delightfully together. Okay, so We're still in, let's see, I think about 65 degrees here. So I'm going to go ahead and add in the rest of the lye. I like that color the ground chamomile calendula powder gives to it. Oh, that's what I forgot to mention, the ground calendula powder, my apologies. I'll put all the ingredients on the screen. Little drip. Little drips, okay. Oop. Didn't need to splash it so much there. All right, I pour some more color in there. Whoop, overpoured that. Okay, so I've unmolded some of them already, and I couldn't be happier. You can see both the green and the golden streak through them, and these truly are gold with that delicious rosemary lemongrass goat milk, and of course the essential oils to boost that. This is phenomenal. The salt content in these is very high, making these such a luxurious spa bar. I'm so excited to share these with you. All of them I was very pleased. The colors, they just look terrific. I'm happy with them. And now let's unmold the goat milk mold one, the one with the goats on it. Those are the ones I'm really excited about. So then this happened. I was so hoping that these would be a success. I will say this, these plastic molds are great for a lot of things. But because of the intricate designs that are in them, a salt bar perhaps was not the best option. And silly me went for it anyway. But it did give me an idea. I'm going to use these later to pour silicone over. I bought some 2-part silicone, and I'm going to be pouring that over these and creating a silicone mold. That way I can do these more intricate designs without having to deal with this plastic, which has been a bane to my existence since I bought them. So I'm going to set those aside. So these did not work, and I'm glad that the others did. I'm very happy about that. So I thought about what I could do with these. So I had a couple of different ideas. So I can shave off the goats like so, and then just have some little salt bars, right? So I think that's what I'm going to do. There'll be nothing showy, but they will be a good product. They just won't be the goat milk that I wanted. So I'm going to have to work on these a bit and then hopefully, like I said, I can remake some molds soon. So a few of these I think will be fine. I just, a little bit of cleanup on them around the edges, and I think these will be okay. Just getting all the muck off of them and redoing them a bit. But I think they'll be usable, and I know they'll be usable. They'll be great. And I like the size of them too. The only thing missing is the little goat. But what I also decided to do was some of them just are not passable. There are a few in here that I will not be using for sale because they don't look good. Nothing I can do to them is going to make them look that much better. Here's a prime example. And so what I'm doing is I'm just cutting them up. These are just 2 days old, so they're easy to cut. So I'm just going to cut these up into little pieces, like so. And I'm going to add them to and make a nice bath salt with them. And it's got soap in it, right? So it will be a soapy bath salt. Not right away. These will have to cure just like all the other bars. But what a great addition. And I think this is something that I will enjoy using for sure, because I hate to waste. It came down to either throwing this batch away because, they didn't look the way I wanted them to look, because you can't rebatch salt bars. It turns into a disaster. You just take my word for it. If you ever make a salt bar and it doesn't come out the way you want, don't try to rebatch it. And if you do, you'll be the only one that'll want to use it, because it does. It separates. It does really weird things. But anyway, that aside, the only other option is to, repurpose. and which is what I've done here. This is exactly what I'm doing. It's just repurposing by chopping them up into these small pieces here and using them in another mixture, which you'll see in an upcoming video. I'm just doing a little prep here. So like I said, I'll go through these. I'll pick out the best ones for sale, and the rest of them will end up in something else. So I hope you enjoyed this, everyone. Thank you so very much. As always, it's a pleasure having you here. You are what make Soapy Oaks Farm a success. Without you, I could never do this. Have a great day. Goodbye.